Shout out, show us you got New England pride. Stand up, shout out, show us you got New England pride. Show us, show us, show us you got New England pride. I said, show us, show us, show us you got New England pride.
Welcome to another fun and exciting episode of New England Pride TV. I'm your host, Dale LePage, and yes, I am dressed like a reject from Saturday Night Fever. We're starting off the show today with a wonderful woman, Lori Martiska, who is going to talk to us about a terrific nonprofit called The Bridge. Welcome to New England Pride TV.
Thank you so much, Dale. It's really exciting for me to come and share information about The Bridge.
I can't wait for you to tell our viewers at home about The Bridge, the mission statement, and what it does for the community. So first of all, let's talk about the mission statement for The Bridge.
Well, you know, it's interesting that you asked that question because The Bridge has gone through a leadership change in the past year. And as part of the process of changing leadership, Ken Bates, our new president, he's been there now about a year. One of his priorities was to do a strategic planning process. And we actually kind of refreshed the mission for The Bridge. Didn't change what we do or what we believe in, but it just changed how we talk about it a little bit. So the good thing about that is it's actually about one sentence and I can remember it.
Oh, that's even better.
Of course I said that. Now we'll see what happens.
Now you're going to have a total blackout, right?
I know.
Okay, what's the mission statement for The Bridge? Do you remember?
I do. In full partnership with individuals and families facing challenges, we support and inspire them to achieve their goals and dreams.
Oh, wow. Who came up with that?
It was a combination of a lot of people actually kind of weighed in on what they thought we did, how we talked about what we thought we did. And the cool thing about that mission now is that we're hearing stories of people saying things like, they'll share a story of somebody who has made incredible progress in their recovery. And not only do we know that, okay, The Bridge played a role and we supported them and maybe we provided some inspiration, but it also, we're finding, is inspiring to us.
Now, how do you help the families and people who are in need? How does that go?
So the people we help, these individuals and families who have challenges, the kinds of challenges they have, maybe mental health challenges, maybe developmental or intellectual disabilities, autism, homelessness, substance abuse. There's a wide range of challenges that people have. We provide a wide array of supports and treatments. One of the things The Bridge is known for is providing evidence-based treatment. And that sounds kind of dry and boring.
No, I understand that, yeah.
It's actually...
You need to measure your results and...
Exactly.
Yeah.
And, you know, we follow models that have been proven through research to be effective. That's what evidence-based means. The thing about The Bridge that's maybe a little bit of a differentiator with others is that we follow those treatment models to fidelity, meaning we follow the model very strictly and we measure how well are we adhering to that model. Because it's very easy, I think, sometimes for organizations to think that what they're doing is an art form and they can kind of tweak it and play with it. And a lot of the work we do is far more effective if we follow.
Sticking to a plan.
Stick to the model.
Yeah, to the proven.
Exactly,
yeah.
Exactly, because that's what was proven
now,
in research.
At The Bridge, it is a nonprofit.
It is a nonprofit.
And do you like volunteers? Do you ask?
You know, we have a number of programs that engage in the community in a lot of different ways. An example is we participate every year in all of the regions that we serve in the Day of Caring, which is a program of the United Way.
Oh.
So people will put together teams from companies, and they'll come and do things like paint or
Right.
other projects, plant flowers,
Right.
whatever the project is.
Now, if the people at home would like to find out more about the bridge, is there a website?
There is
What is that?
www.thebridgecm.org.
And you do wonderful work.
I think we do
You
too.
do. Thank you for being with us today.
Thank you, Dale.
We'll be back with more New England Pride TV right after this.
New England Pride TV with Dale LePage is brought to you in part by the Hanover Theater for the Performing Arts, Remax Vision Realtors, Shancakes, Cruise Planners, S. Bergman Consignment and Gift Boutique, New Oval Restaurant, Safe Homes, Bay State Savings Bank, and Paul Chasen Interior Design. And now back to New England Pride TV with Dale LePage.
And now it's time for our segment called Out with Joe Mangicotti and the lovable sidekick Teddy. What do you have for us this time?
Hey, Dale. Well, we're going to continue our summer series in Ogunquit, and we're going to check out two great places, one place to stay, one place to eat, Moon Over Main and La Pizzeria.
Fantastic.
All right.
Now let's see what Ogunquit has to offer.
It's time to go out with Joe.
Welcome to Out with Joe on New England Pride TV. As we continue our summer series with Ogunquit, Maine, we bring two more stops, a place to stay and a place to eat. First, let's talk about another great place to hang your hat when you're in town. That would be with Rick and Mark, your hosts at Moon Over Main at 22 Berwick Road, a stone's throw up from Main Street and minutes walk to great restaurants and the beach. Built in 1839, this quaint Cape-style home offers 9 rooms and the charm of yesteryear with contemporary features. All rooms have a private bath, microwaves, fridge, air conditioning, flat panel TVs, and a Wi-Fi system throughout the house. And every morning you are served a generous continental breakfast featuring Rick's internationally famous scones. I told you last month we had a scones war brewing, and we will be having a Moon Over Main 2 Village and backyard throwdown very shortly. Now click moonovermain.com for more details. Now that you've settled in, where to eat? Well, just across the way, a short stumble over is La Pizzeria at 239 Main Street. This is truly a family restaurant, so expect lots of kids and family and the price point to match. You can, much like at Bessie's, make dining here a regular event. The decor is old school neighborhood with porch seating. The pizza recipes have been handed down from generation to generation with a unique New York touch. Out with Joe was presented a feast joined by the owner where we learned a little history of Ogunquit. So when you want to switch it up from the steak and seafood and where their staff is friendly, service fast, and normal prices, La Pizzeria is a must-stop when visiting or staying in Ogunquit. Check LaPizzeria.OGT.com. For more details and the complete profile, visit OutWithJoe.tv, NewEnglandPride.tv, and follow Out With Joe on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Hey Dale, it's me, Miss Lady Sabrina, back with another letter. Let's see what they have for us today. Dear lady, I'm an older gay man and I want to get into drag. I actually have even offered to pay some of the better queens to help me make my makeup on point, but they all treat me like I'm below them. I understand how drag is and I respect the queens who should be mentors to the younger crowd. I have also seen a lot of new queens who thought they were all that and didn't need help. They take the shows the real queens wouldn't because the owner does not pay or whatever. How would you recommend getting into the drag business? I know you do not make money as an amateur. I just love the theater of it. To me, it's a performance. I have tried to make friends with the show host, but there is one, Miss Toyota Carroll. who is sweet, but I know without a reputable drag mom, I would never have a chance in her show. And then there is a show host named Mozzarella Too Much, and she acts like she hates me, and I have never met her in person. I'm not a shady, B-I-T-C-H, like a lot of these queens, and maybe that is my issue. Any advice? Dancing on my own. Okay, dancing on my own. There are a lot of motivations for doing drag. I think first you need to identify what exactly you want to accomplish. If you like the feel of women's clothes, want to be a woman, or want to do it for entertainment. Of course, you could want a combination of a few. Next, it's important to identify what type of look you want to present. You know, pick some drag looks you admire, and then can tailor them to you specifically. Once you have all that decided, then it's time to work on performing, which by the tone of your letter, that it seems like you want to accomplish. So now, if you're performing for the first time, pick a song that you know very well. Pick an outfit that goes with it. Now remember, you're a drag queen, so over the top is fine. I wouldn't know anything about that. Very subtle. Very subtle. Now remember, with all these queens available these days, it's about getting credibility. Find a new local drag competition and enter. It would be great if you win, but it's not about winning. It's about making an impression. Get there early and socialize with everyone, including the host. Grease the wheels. Show people you're more than a 4-minute number. The way into a house queen show is by showing them your personality. When performing, keep your head up. Don't look at your feet, don't lose your words, and find a specific person or people in the audience, like sing it to them so it feels a little more personal, and it'll help you connect emotionally. Again, this is about going out there and leaving it all on the dance floor, letting them have it, as they say. Drag moms are great, but if you can't find one, drag friends are good too. Some of us just did fine without one. I love my drag children and will do all I can for them, but it doesn't mean without one you're screwed. So now here are some suggestions for makeup and other necessities. I get no kickback from these products and sites, but I just find that some of these things are helpful. For wigs, real good wigs, you know, show quality wigs that are lace front. Always get a lace front. A hard wig line is really hard to hide. You can get it at findwig.com. Great lace fronts, and they're very inexpensive. Shoes, I usually go to like beverlyheels.com because you can hunt by size. So it's much easier to kind of find out exactly what, you know, will work for you, because nothing irritates me more than finding a sick pair of shoes and then it only comes up to a size 10. Isn't that cute? Not. Makeup is a little more, you need a tutorial for that. There are lots of queens out there with tutorials. Two of the ones that I found to be the best were Raven's, you know, from RuPaul's Drag Race, and Manila's from RuPaul's Drag Race. Like both of those, like they included the products that you would use. So I find that would be very helpful. You know exactly what you need to buy in order to complete the transformation. I hope this helps, and right back if you need any other assistance. Go get 'em, girl! I hope this finds you well. Love and light, Lady Sabrina.
And we are back now with our next guest, who is Laura Farnsworth, who is the director of Safe Homes and also PFLAG. Welcome.
Thank you, Dale.
Now, can you tell us, please, what Safe Homes is and what PFLAG is?
Safe Homes is a support group, drop-in center for LGBTQ youth and their straight allies, ages 14 to 23. And PFLAG is a support group for parents, families, and friends of the LGBT community, both in Worcester.
Now, let's start with Safe Homes. Safe Homes is a sponsor of New England Pride TV, which I am just so proud that you are a sponsor of this show. We get some nice fan mail from people thanking us for having a show like this, and if it wasn't for sponsors like you, we couldn't have this show. So thank you. Now, Safe Homes itself, What do they do on a daily basis with the community?
What don't we do? It's almost a better question.
Okay.
So the mainstay of the program is the drop-in center for the youth. We need to make sure that LGBT youth know that there's a safe space for them where they can find education, support, like-minded peers. And we also take that a step further by providing free one-on-one counseling for them. There might be some struggling in their homes, with their families, with their identities or sexual orientation. We also do outreach to the community to provide trainings and awareness education, diversity trainings. And we also work with families who might need to come in with their children or young people and have that family support and family counseling also for free.
That's incredible.
Which is great.
Now, when I was first thinking about developing a show like this, I stopped in to see you and sit in on a day at Safe Homes almost. It was like a wonderful, the kids were incredibly creative, inspiring. When they found out there was going to be an LGBT TV show, they gave us a round of applause, and that was inspiring to me. And one of the things that I learned just from that short time that I was there was how important your role is in their lives. Like, you're a mentor.
It's true, and myself and some other amazing adults. We have our 2 clinicians, as I mentioned. We have a peer support worker, and the rest are volunteer adults who provide that role model, that mentorship to them, which is really critical.
Now, do you look for volunteers from the community? Do you have volunteer positions?
We are actually, I'm so happy and proud to say that we're full at the moment.
That is great to hear.
We have so many wonderful qualified people. We even have a chaplain to address some of the religious concerns that our queer youth have and questions they have these days and that their families have. So I think just knowing that people are there simply because they care about them, because we can relate to their experiences, and that we really want to nurture them and be that loving support, that loving influence in their life that some of them might not have at home.
Right, and you do that.
We do. And we're just so proud to have you, Dale.
Oh, please.
To know that New England Pride is out there. And
we're very excited about this show taking off. Now, with the few minutes we have remaining, can you tell our viewers at home what PFLAG is?
So PFLAG kind of provides the same type of safe space, but more for parents and families and adults in the community. So it's very interesting. In the past 2 years, the parents and families who've come in have almost been exclusively parents of transgender and gender variant young people.
Right.
So there seems to be a lot of outpouring of need for support and education from those families.
And you give that support to the parents to try and make them understand what's happening, helping them through the maze that must be in their minds when
It's true.
Yeah.
It's tragic, even when young people come out as gay, lesbian, bisexual, there's a certain amount of process that parents go through. We liken it to the stages of grief.
I was going to say that. It truly is.
It is. And for parents of transgender children, you can only imagine how that is magnified for them. So it's really critical, I think, the work that we do. And we don't often hear it from the young people at the drop-in or parents and families at PFLAG, but we might run into them years later and hear how we saved their lives, literally, and saved their families.
Now, you do such inspired, great work. How can we find out more about Safe Homes? Is there a website?
There is. safehomesma.org.
Safehomesma.org.
Safehomesma.org, and there's also some amazing resources on there as well.
All right, and you've got a Facebook page.
We do.
Safe Homes.
We have a Facebook page, we have a Twitter. Our young people put out their own Facebook pages.
Terrific.
Our peer leaders. And I should have mentioned that we are a youth-led adult advised group.
Okay.
So we have a peer-led steering committee of 12 youth who help shape the drop-in.
You do great work. Thank you for inspiring me and everybody around you.
Thank you, Dale, as do you.
We'll be back with more right after this. We're here for New England Pride TV with everyone's favorite mayor, Mayor Joseph Petty. How are you?
Pretty good, Dale. Yourself?
I am fantastic. Now, one of the questions that I wanted to ask you is, how do you feel about New England's first LGBT television show, coming right out of Worcester.
I think it's great. I am glad, Dale, that you are taking the lead on this, and I'm glad you started this in the city of Worcester. We made great progress over the last 2 or 3 years with City Manager Ed Augustus and the Worcester City Council. We're going to talk about the community scorecard, the Human Rights Index.
We are going to talk about that because in 2014, it was at 55%, and you and your committee brought it up to 100% for the last 2 years.
Correct. And my understanding was we're over 100% this last year. So we went from 55 to 100% in 1 year because we focused on it. We made sure that anybody that we're doing business with in the city of Worcester, that they had anti-discrimination law policies at their businesses to make sure they weren't discriminating against the LGBT community. And they also require anybody going through a transition process or a transgender type of issue that they would have health insurance that would allow that person to transition into the person they want to be.
Absolutely fantastic. One of the questions I wanted to bring up to you was, I think last year you started, I remember there was wonderful forums being done by the Department of Justice. You went, can you tell us about that?
Yeah, we really started with what happened in Ferguson, and then we had a number of people in the city of Worcester who were protesting or didn't feel like they were being heard. And speaking with the city manager and myself and some members of the community, that we just wanted to get together, hear from the community, and try to make sure this is a welcoming city. The demographics in the city is changing dramatically. In
what way?
In the ethnicity of the city. In 5 to 10 years from now, you're going to see more immigrants here, and people of the communities of color are going to expand greatly. And pretty much, so my point is, you got to make sure all people feel welcomed here in the city of Worcester, and that they have a voice. And I know sometimes it's hard in government when people feel like they're voiceless, and you're thinking as the mayor or city council or an elected official that you're doing everything that you're hearing, that you think you actually have listening to people, and they have the opposite opinions. So that's why we did it, so we could hear from the communities of color and some of the issues. And we came out the city manager came out with several ideas and points that he addressed. We hired a diversity officer.
Now, who is your diversity officer?
Dr. Carter. She's from the Midwest, and I think she's going to be excellent. She's very bright, and we have also Janet Turchek from the Human Rights Commission, who works for the city manager, and she's very active in the LGBT community.
She is.
We have, and who was very active was Chief Jim. He was very supportive. He had Lieutenant Rick Bates.
Yes, now let me talk about Rick Bates, Lieutenant, and he has been just an incredible force in bringing understanding to all the services in the city. He's gone out to many colleges. He's gone out to support groups. I met him at Safe Homes, which is a wonderful organization. And did you partner with him in this endeavor?
Yeah. Well, he's been very active. The chief was very supportive. He's training police officers in the issues that are affecting the LGBT community and the transgender community. Right. He's also training campus police officers on the college campuses here in the city of Worcester. And I think he's even been called outside of Worcester to do some training. But he's taken this issue and he's run with it. Yeah. He's trying to address what's impacting the LGBT community. In fact, that's where Safe Homes, you brought that up. That's where I started really understanding probably the transgender issue a little bit more than I did before. Listening to these high school students come in, it really broke my heart. And some of the and they were very honest. Yeah. They either had friends that committed suicide or tried to commit suicide, or they tried to commit suicide themselves.
Well, that's an extremely good point for me to bring up. That is a big part of the reason why I developed New England Pride TV, is the suicide rate for LGBT teens and transgender teens it's too high. It's like double. Yeah. And we need to let them know there are support groups out there and really supportive people like yourself who are running a city.
Right. And there is that Safe Homes, I think Ms. Farnsworth.
Yes,
Laura Farnsworth, yeah. And she does a great job on that. And those kids have a safe place to go. Mm-hmm. and they have, my understanding is they have guest speakers or support groups certain nights of the week there, and they're able to talk about their issues, and makes a big difference.
It does.
And we're trying to address some of the issues they impacted them were in the schools, whether it be using the facilities and it affects them. Was an important issue with them. And we're trying to address that. Also a safe zone. We have safe zones in the schools, but some schools interpret it a little bit differently than the other principals in the school, and you want to make sure there's a norm through all the schools that they're all following the same rules and understand how serious this issue is with them.
Now, speaking of making big impacts, you have made a big impact in the LGBT community, and I just want to personally thank you for that.
Thank you, Dale.
And thank you for being with us today on New England Pride TV.
Hey, I'm glad to be the first show on New England Pride TV, right here in the great city of Worcester, where we're making strides for everyone.
We are.
And,
Making strides for everyone. We'll be back. We're here with Tom and Ted from TNT Guys Travel, Cruise Planners.
Hi. Hello, everyone.
This is Tom. This is Ted.
Yes.
And they're here to tell us all about the exciting world of travel. First of all, tell our viewers at home about TNT Guys Travel.
About us?
Yes, tell us about you.
Absolutely. Well, we're a family-owned business. We've been planning dream vacations for everyone, probably, I would say, over 12 years or so.
Yeah.
And, and we just love planning vacations and making your dreams come true.
Now, one of the things I really love about you guys is it is all about the detail.
Big time. It's all about the detail. Yes, it is. We get to know who you are, what you want, what your likes and dislikes, so we can place you in the dream vacation that you really want.
The dream vacation.
Absolutely.
Right.
Isn't that right?
Well, I think the key for us is to find out what it is that you're looking for, and then exceed your expectations.
That's beautifully said.
That's what we do, because when we know that we've done that,
yes, then you've done your job.
Then we've done our job.
Well, what about Mexico?
Yeah, you just got back from Mexico, right?
We just got back from Mexico. We were traveling. We did a short cruise. Stopped at a couple of great spots. Got to swim with the stingrays. Get photobombed by the stingrays in Grand Cayman.
Now I hear through the grapevine that Mexico has a really big LGBTQ destination.
Puerto Vallarta on the west coast of Mexico and the Baja Peninsula. Absolutely gorgeous. It's considered the San Francisco of Mexico.
I was very surprised to hear that. I had no idea. I'm learning. You're teaching me.
Well, that's what we try to do. That's what we try to do. I mean, it's amazing. We do land vacation. I mean, people hear our name and it's Cruise Planners, and they think, but we are your land and cruise experts.
You do everything.
We do everything. Yes. You want to travel to Shrewsbury and stay at the 920? We can help you get there, and arrange transportation too.
Yes, we can.
Speaking about the LGBTQ community and New England Pride TV, you have a little announcement to make?
We do have a special announcement to make. Tom and I are proud to announce today that we have just become the host of the very first Cindy Foster Fan Fest.
Wonderful.
This is going to be an amazing 4-night cruise on the beautiful Norwegian sky.
Leaving from?
Leaving out of Miami, April 24th through 28th of 2017. So there's still plenty of time to plan this. There's going to be a private cocktail reception with Cindy, a private performance by Cindy.
Wow.
What else do we have going on there?
Oh my! So much more.
After the private performance by Cindy, there will be a meet and greet for photos afterwards.
Right.
Another day we're going to be what is it? The CD. She has her comedy CD coming up.
She does have her comedy CD.
I'm trying to think because there's so much that's going on here. I mean, the private island that we're landing at. There's 3 different ports.
And if people want to find out more about this, it's
Cindy Fan Fest.
CindyFanFest.com. And if people want to get in touch with you too,
they want to go to
TNTGuysTravel.com, or you can reach us via telephone at
774-261-8160.
That's perfect. And we'll be back with more New England Pride TV right after this.
Awesome.
Thank you.
We've come to the end of another episode of New England Pride TV. I'm joined now by the wonderful Mom LePage. Say hi to everybody.
Hi, everybody.
We'd like to thank all of our guests who are on today's show, and we'd like to thank our sponsors, because without our sponsors, we wouldn't be here. So we'd like to thank them. And we're going to end tonight's show with the same saying we always end with, which is, please don't be afraid to shine your light.
you may be lighting the way for someone else.
That's right.
That's right.
Bye for now. See you next time.